Hey guys, I'm Darren Smart, this is Smart Reselling, and this is part 2 of my recent auction haul. Part 3 is probably the biggest part, and I've got to kind of work out what exactly I have before showing it to you guys. It's in a niche that's completely new to me, but this kind of stuff I know, so I'm going to just go through a few things. You may see some edits in the video because there's a lot to go through, and as I'm going through I want to try and clear some space. Just to make things a little bit easier. So first of all, we have some bagged items here. These are bagged by me, and I'll show you these. This is a G1, and G1 stands for Generation 1, which means the very first range of Transformers that were out. This is a G1 Transformer called Jazz, and it's in pretty good condition. Obviously, you know, you've got all these bits that come out and it transforms into a transformer, a robot, basically. And this is in really good condition for its age. It's on its own, by itself, maybe looking at about 20-25 quid. If I can source his weapons, you can get a lot more money for him, sometimes up into the 40s or 50s. So that's pretty cool. That's a good item to pick up if you can see him. And he's very distinctive. He has these Porsche colours of the 80s, number 4 there on the side. So yeah, if you can see one like this, there's a good £20-25 in him if you wait. So that's that one. And also I then have these, which are A-Team Rough Riders vehicles. These are pretty rare as well. You've got the A-Team van, which is in the bag there. Okay, actually, you know what, I'll take it out. I'll show you guys. So you've got the A-Team van, which is the Enforcer. Okay, and that actually works. You can put a battery in it and the headlights show up. And you've got a little gear stick just on top. You can push it forward to go forward, back to go back. So that works. And also, we have a character called Face, or the Face Corvette. And this one actually has a few little hidden features. If you click the little button on the bottom, you'll see basically all this stuff kind of comes out, and he has like pinchers and blades and missiles in the back and all kind of stuff like that, which is cool. You can imagine kids would have loved this back in the 80s. So yeah, so that's pretty good. I'm not going to get much money for them because they do have some issues. This one, the battery doesn't quite sit in properly, so not sure what I'm going to do with that one. This one, the headlights do light up, but the actual car doesn't move forward and back anymore. So that's most probably a motor issue. Motors can be changed easy enough for people who are collectors and who know how to do that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to bundle those up for 10 or 15 quid. Then we have this, which is really nice. This is a car from the Mask series of toys called Raven. And that's the car's name is Raven. Okay, so there's the car. And obviously it does loads of things, and the doors open, and it flips around and acts like a kind of hovercraft afterwards. But it all works. And one thing to look for with old toys, vintage toys, is any toy that has silver chrome on it. I'll give you an example here of the wheels. Okay, so you can see silver chrome on all the wheels. Check the condition of the chrome. Chrome in really good condition you can get more money for, because chrome, especially from the 80s, had a tendency to chip away and it left like a black residue or black plastic underneath. When toys aren't in very good condition, the chrome comes off completely. Always check the chrome. The chrome is important with older toys if you want to get higher value. Now this one is complete. You've got the chrome, you've got the Raven car there, but also you have the 2 blades that fire from the front of the car, and also his driver and the mask that comes off, and you can see him there with the mask on. Hence the name of the figures being Mask. So that's pretty cool. If you ever see him, especially complete, you may not be able to see him complete at boot sales, etc. As I say, I picked these up from auction, which was a job lot of toys from the same seller, or at least I was led to believe that it's the same seller who just put loads of things in auction, and I practically jumped on a lot of them. I didn't win them all. There was a lot more that I wanted, but you know, there's a lot of competition for stuff like this. This is another mask toy. I'll leave this one in the bag, but this is another mask toy called Firefly. Once again, it's got his driver there, Julio Lopez is his name, and also there's this little bomb. You may not be able to see, but there's a little bomb that falls out of the bomb. If you've got that bomb, then that's him complete. This is probably the best condition one I've ever had. I've had 3 of these. By far the best condition one. So I'm happy with that. Next up, we have another Transformer. This is another G1. And this guy's name is Runabout. You had a Runabout and a Run Amok, which were a pack that was released of 2 Transformers. Run Amok is like a creamy colour car. Runabout is black and red. Normally has a gun that comes with him. Unfortunately the gun isn't there, so you're probably looking at about £10 for him. By the way, for the mask ones, I'm really not sure what I'm going to ask, because to give you an example, I have this one listed at the moment with the driver, but the discs are missing from the one that I've currently got listed on eBay. I've got that listed for £35, and I've actually got a lot of watches on it. This one is obviously going to go higher than that because it's complete. But until I sell it, I really won't know what I'm going to get for it. With sometimes with vintage toys, if there's no identical listing to go by, as far as sell similar, it's hard to actually put a price on it, because people buy on a whim with these things, and it's something that they remember as when they were kids. And if it's a price they're happy to pay, they'll just pay it. So there's no set price like you would get with, you know, your bread and butter type items. But you know, I'm going to try and get as much as I can, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get hold of these complete again. And it's the same with Firefly. I mean, I've seen this sell in this condition with the bomb for over 50 quid, but then there are some on there for 20 or 25. So I have to see where that one goes. And we have a couple more here. Here's another mask figure, and this one is another good example, because it comes with the 2 missiles. It comes with the main guy, which is Floyd Malloy, and the mask that comes with him. Once again, I've actually got one of these on eBay at the moment. But it's missing like a back wing off of the figure, off of the vehicle. This, by the way, is called Vampire, and this one is fully complete, so I don't know how much I want to get for him, but it will be around the 20-25 probably. I don't think I'd accept anything less. And this one is the final mask one. Well, actually, no, it's not the final mask one. This is the final smaller mask one. Once again, comes with the figure. Actually, I think that might be Julio Lopez. I can't remember which one Julio Lopez goes with, but Julio Lopez would be the character name. And this is Piranha. And you get a sidecar, you get a bike, and they kind of join together, and you get a little rocket launcher that fires it out. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Once again, I've got the bike and the character listed, but I've not got the sidecar, so that's quite cool. It's going to be on the listing. This one is probably, actually I'll go with this one, sorry, it wasn't the last mask. This is the last mask. This is Condor, and it's a motorbike that turns into a helicopter. Once again, with the main character and his mask, which always adds value if you can do that. Sometimes if you find the vehicles, it's actually worth going on eBay and buying the figure by himself to bundle up, because it just you make more money that way. But this one is probably the best one. This one is called Rhino, and it's a massive truck. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up the scale of this, but it is much bigger than the others. It's a massive truck. The chrome is superb on this. It looks like it did in the 80s when it came out. The chrome is spotless. fully complete. It's got the missile inside. These are things, if you ever see this, it's got a massive black missile on the inside of the truck. Check to make sure that's there. Also check to make sure right on the top it's got a little radar dish that goes around. Make sure that's there. Obviously if you're picking it up at a car boot, just buy it as is, because it will probably be cheap anyway. But if you're going to pay up on these kind of things, make sure that kind of stuff is there. Make sure the chrome's good. It has a little back section that actually joins onto the back to make it about that long altogether, and it comes apart and forms into a little vehicle of its own. Now this actually comes with 2 figures when you buy it boxed. Comes with a guy called Matt Tracker and a guy called Bruce Sato. But luckily enough, I've actually got the 3rd figure that for some reason I cannot remember the name of, but it's a 3rd figure that in the cartoon of Mask, he often used to ride with this vehicle, but for some reason the toy was only ever released with 2 figures and not 3. But I've actually got all 3 of them. So I've seen this sell for £100. There are a lot on eBay asking way less, but this is fully complete, fantastic condition, everything works on it, all the little gadgets and stuff all work. So I'm going to ask £100 for this, and I really believe I will get it. I might even ask more because it's got the 3 figures as well. So I don't know, but 100 I hope I'm going to get for this. I may have to wait a while, but I think I'll get it. Right, okay, so I made a bit of space. Next up we have some Star Wars, which there's some modern stuff here, like this little guy here. I can't remember what set he's to, but he's basically just a figure from a recent set, maybe 2000, 2005, something, I can't remember. Not expecting much for him, maybe 6 or 7 quid. We have this guy here, which is OP the Sea Creature. Handsome looking thing, isn't he? He's got a little button on top that activates his mouth. Once again, looking only for about £6 to £8 because it's from a recent set. Next up, we've got a nice extreme dinosaur. I believe his name is T-Bone, and he's one of the rarer ones. There's actually 2 versions of T-Bone. You've got a standard version, and then you've got this version with the blue shorts. If you see the one with the blue shorts, you can get about £20 for him. I see people selling him for like 10 and 15, but I've also seen a lot selling him for £20 if there's good pictures, good descriptions, etc. So £20 for him is really good. And he actually came in a box that I paid £18 for total, which was pretty good. There's a few other little bits and pieces that came out of that box, like some of the Transformers did and stuff. These are some more Mask figures. These are figures that I have to do stuff with. For example, I've bought one that's going to bundle with it, that's going to make it more valuable, and there's some that have no vehicles that I have to sell on their own. But apart from that, you know, they'll happily sell on their own for probably £10 a piece. The masks I get £5 a piece for. I won't sell the mask separately because they've got their figures, but I have to get £5 a mask as well. So this is quite interesting. This is, I'm probably going to get the name wrong because I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, but this is I think it's a Tuan or Tuan or something like that, and it's the open belly version, which means you can actually open the belly and put a figure inside. And the reason for that is my cousin is a big Star Wars fan, and he explained why it has that feature, because in the film Obi-Wan puts Luke inside one of these to keep him warm or something, and it's kind of to replicate that. Unfortunately, it does have some initials, TG on it. I've bought some Oxy 10 acne cream, which actually does the job cleaning a felt tip off of vintage toys and plastics. Unfortunately, I also need sunlight, and as you may see out my window, it's still a snowy blizzard, so I have to wait for some sun, or I have to buy a UV light and shine a UV light on it for about 4 to 5 hours, and that should take off that pen mark or the felt tip very nicely. That also works with vintage computers, Super Nintendo, Dreamcast, etc., to reverse the yellowing effect that you get with plastics and make them white again. But I wouldn't use Oxy 10 if you're going to do like a whole Super Nintendo case. I'd use something a bit stronger. But Oxy 10 for this will be absolutely fine. And for this guy here, and believe it or not, because I've got his saddle, as long as I can clean that initial off, you're looking at $29.99 sold for him. So that's pretty decent. We have a vintage speeder. Unfortunately, this was actually from, let me try and get the date for you, 1983. Unfortunately, it's missing one back flap, so I'm only going to ask 10 quid for this when normally you could ask 15 to 20. Next up, we have this, which I'm really pleased about. It's a really nice example of a vintage Star Wars vehicle, and it's actually, it opens up as well. But unfortunately, it is missing. You see that there? It's missing that on that side. So unfortunately, it's missing that. But otherwise, it's really good. And there's actually a rare part to this that if you ever see these and it has it, it's worth picking up, even if the main model is so far distressed it's not worth selling. On the back here, you have this tow rope. Okay, so basically that comes off and you can hook that around another ship or something and you can tow it behind. Now if it has that, that alone is worth about £35. So you can actually take that off and sell just this bit for £35 because it gets lost from so many vehicles. So everyone would be quite happy to actually buy that part for 30 quid, and that's sold on eBay. As it is, I'm probably going to look at, I don't know, maybe about 40 quid all in for this. I'm not going to ask too much because it has that missing part. I can't seem to source it. So that's that. We have this nice Rebel capsule, escape capsule or escape pod, I think they call it. Really nice condition, has all its guns and everything, and you can flip the little switch and the wings come down. Still has its cockpit, cannons, all that kind of stuff. That's really all that comes with this. So, but once again, as you can see underneath, it has that initial again, which it may not focus. I can't see what I'm recording at the moment, so hopefully it's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's really good. That's £30, £29.99. We have Luke Skywalker's speeder, which is pretty good. The wheels still come down as well, as you can see there. There's like a little lever inside and a little button that flips up and you can see the engine. So as long as the decals or the stickers inside are good condition, once again, as you can see, the chrome is very nice. So it's a good example, and I'll be looking at 15-20 quid for that. Then we have this, and you know what, I've got to be honest, I cannot remember the name of this. I know it's from the Mini Rig Star Wars series, but yeah, it's a pretty nice little ship. It's only worth about £8 to £10, but you can stand it up like that, or you can lay it down and obviously change the guns facing forward. But yeah, it's in great condition, but as I say, not worth much. Right, then we have a couple of these. This is Action Man Space Capsule. I can't remember the year of this. I don't actually think it says it on here. Or if it does, I've missed it. But yeah, this one is in really nice condition. The sticker isn't faded. Often stickers are sun faded. The white, well, it's not really white. It was an off-white when this came out. It's still an off-white, which is cool. Unfortunately, on the inside, there should be a little seat belt, a little orange seat belt. That's missing. However, I do have this one that has the seat belt but you can't remove the seatbelt, so the seatbelts are actually riveted in. So, unfortunately this one has faded labels, and it's kind of peeling off as well. It's a shame, because if that one that I showed you a minute ago had that orange seatbelt, I could probably ask almost 50 quid for it. But as it stands, I'm probably going to get around 25 to 30 quid. Maybe a bit more if I'm willing to wait. But yeah, I'm still happy with that, don't get me wrong. But it just would have been nice to have all that in one good unit rather than 2 units. And next up, we have, I'm going to show you some of these. These are damaged boxes, but the actual items are complete and mint inside, but the boxes are damaged. So we have an original G1 Optimus Prime, whose arm just fell out of the box. There we go. But he is complete, even though his arm fell out. He's complete, but the box is terrible. And this is from 1984. So I don't know whether I'm going to sell him in the box, or I'm just going to take him out of the box and sell him loose. As long as he's complete, I don't think people are really going to mind. It won't attract the high-end collectors, but it will still go. It will still sell pretty easily. So that's that one. Just make sure I don't lose his hand. And then we have a really nice couple of Transformers, and we've got Hot Rod, and that's boxed. By the way, this is complete as well. In there is a little bag with the instructions and his weapons and all sorts, everything. This one is also boxed and complete. Unfortunately, the box does have some damage. But this one, often you lose the weapons. You lose something called the blast shields, which bolt onto him. But all of these are in there, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking at 80 to 90 quid for him. And for Hot Rod, I'm looking at about 40 to 45 pounds. So that's pretty decent. Then we have this, which is a boxed and complete, but as you can see, extremely damaged box. Ultra Magnus, which was 1985. The flap is there, it's just folded down. So that's pretty cool. Once again, I'm going to actually take him out of the packaging and sell him individually instead of in this horrible box. It seems a shame to throw away a box from 1985 when you have it, but in this condition with that massive tear, I don't think anyone's even going to want it for that. So that's that one. And then what we have are two of my favourite ones. This one here, which is Ultra Magnus again, but this time it is perfect in box. The box is absolutely mint. Well, not mint, but very good. You can see, unfortunately, where the little line where the flap is. But that is very, very nice. And in fact, this one I'm actually giving away to someone who has always wanted it. It's my cousin. He knows about it already, so this ain't going to be a massive surprise or anything ruined. But this is one he always wanted, and as soon as I saw it, I bought it. And so this one's going to him. I'm not going to sell this one on, but I'm pleased it's going to a good home at least. And this one is the final Transformer one, and this is a complete, really, really nice condition. Optimus Prime in box. This one is an incredible box. It hasn't even got that line to show where it's been folded, or at least not really. I mean, it's got a little crease, but absolutely fantastic box. Now, I've seen ones go in boxes like this, complete, which it is, for over £300. I don't know if I'm going to get that. There are a lot, not a lot, but there's a few on eBay at the moment. But you know what? I'm still going to put mine up at £300, and I'm going to leave it there. If I get that, I will be absolutely happy. I'll be over the moon. But I'm happy just to leave it sitting there for £300 for a year. It doesn't bother me. I mean, it takes up so little space, and I'm not going to get one like this again, most likely. So I'm going to aim high. I'm going to try. Okay, so next up, what we have is a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle playsets. These are the original ones, not the ones that you saw from the 90s and the 2000s. I've actually separated this because it's a lot easier to pick up in parts. But we've got the turtle lair. Let's just hook that back up from there. So we've got the turtle lair. It is missing some bits, unfortunately. There was an elevator shaft that went down that you could scroll up. That's missing. The fire hydrant's missing. I can source these parts, but they've got to come from the United States. And I think the guy, for all of them, wanted like £75. That was not only parts for the sewer, but it was also parts. This is actually the other part of the sewer that bolts onto the side, and you can bolt some more tubes, sewer pipes onto that side. But that was also parts for this, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Technodrome playset. It does have some discolouring at the top, as you can see, and it's missing a couple of guns. But apart from that, it's falling to bits. Apart from that, it's actually complete, which is really, really good. So yeah, for that, I've seen that sell for over £200 alone on eBay. For the turtle stuff, I paid just 10 quid at auction. So this, I mean, to give you an example, this part alone of the Technodrome sells for 50 quid. So it tells you, gives you an example of exactly what the whole thing is worth. So yeah, so I'm happy with those purchases. Thank you for watching. I hope it hasn't been too boring for you non-vintage toy lovers. I'm going to have to do a part 3 of this, which is a massive load of Warhammer stuff. I've just dived into this niche. I've spent a lot of money on a lot of Warhammer stuff, and I really don't know exactly how much I've got, what I've got, or anything. I know there's money in there, and I know I'm going to get that money 3 or 4 times what I paid, but it's all got to be sorted out, and I've got to try and figure out what the hell I've got. So thank you for watching. That will be part 3. Thank you for watching part 2, and I hope you guys stay warm and have a fantastic weekend. Cheers.